Now, the bail hearing of Qiniso Dlamini's alleged killer continues today. The 17-year-old was shot dead by 60-year-old Garth Simpson on his farm on 28 September. Dlamini was allegedly on the farm to collect his family's cattle, which had strayed when he came across the farmer, who then accused him of trespassing before shooting him dead. Now, eNCA senior reporter Dasen Thathiah is covering that story for us. He's joining us now live on the Midday View. Dasen, can you just share with us in terms of this story, what happened in court today? What's the latest you can tell us?
Well, Braden, it's been the proceedings have been quite detailed. This is the second day of the bail application. It started last week, but it's the third time that Garth Simpson is appearing in this court, in the Glencoe Magistrates Court. And just before I get to what happened inside, I'll tell you on the outside that police were taking no chances. They had brought in extra deployments here. They've put up barbed wire just to make sure that no one could cross over and get into the court, because there were fears that things might get out of hand. Remember that this incident that took place here has polarized this community. There is a strong farming community here, as well as a rural community, and this has also attracted people from far and wide, people that are supporting the Dlamini family in what happened, and as a result of that, they could take no chances. But inside, it was the investigating officer Bonginkosi Kambule that was on the stand. So he has finished his evidence in chief and is now being cross-examined by the defense attorney. But at the core of this, Braden, is the issue of cattle, and whose cattle that was, and what happened on that day when the cattle was on the property that belongs to Simpson. There are two different versions of exactly what transpired there on that day, but central to this is a video clip that shows the shooting that took place. It's interesting, though, to listen to both sides talk about what led up to that video. And it's important to also state at this point that this court hasn't yet accepted that video as evidence in the bail hearing, because it still needs to be verified. But in simple terms, what actually transpired there was an altercation. There were two gunshots that are heard, and at the end of it, Qiniso Dlamini could be seen lying on the floor. We were also told in court that video was filmed by the son of the accused in this case, and he claims that he had done that because he could see that the matter was escalating and wanted to protect himself.
Yeah, very tragic case there. But when these kind of matters have happened elsewhere in the country recently, we've seen protests, people from communities or some action groups that are calling for justice also taking part, and family members also coming into court. Can you just very briefly tell us the kind of sentiment in this town surrounding this matter?
Well, as I mentioned, it certainly has polarized the community. On the one hand, the farmers have rallied behind Simpson, saying and agreeing with his defense, which has been self-defense. But on the other hand, there are many people that have come out here to support the Dlamini family, who themselves believes that Qiniso was shot in an act of premeditated murder. And they're basing this, and the state is also basing their case on this, saying that Simpson had gone back to fetch his rifle and had adequate time to think about his actions before coming back and before that shot was fired. But fortunately, for now, things are peaceful, but police are certainly here on standby, just making sure that law and order is maintained.
Thank you very much, Dasen Thathiah. The latest in that matter, the killing of Qiniso Dlamini.